Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling a story you've probably seen memed 100 times. The Great Emu War of 1932. Australia's army versus...
Well, emus. Sounds absurd, right?
It really does. And look, the absurdity, the farce, it's definitely part of the story. You can't deny it. But we want to dig a bit deeper today, move past that easy laugh.
Okay.
Because behind the meme is this really quite profound story of human desperation. We're talking flawed government policy after World War I, the crushing weight of the Great Depression.
And a fundamental misunderstanding of how to deal with wildlife.
Exactly. So our mission here is to sort of peel back those layers, see how this bizarre event became such a legend.
Right, let's get into the why. Because it wasn't just, pesky birds, let's shoot them. There's a serious human backdrop here.
Absolutely. It starts with these soldier-settler schemes after the war. Australia basically settled thousands of veterans, many with zero farming experience, on really marginal land. Think Western Australia, arid, unreliable rain.
So tough going from the start. Very tough. And then, bam, the Great Depression hits. Hard.
Unemployment goes through the roof, right?
Skyrockets.
Yeah.
Like 32% nationally. And the price of wheat, which was their main crop, just collapsed. Halved. Government promises of help, gone.
Wow. So people were losing everything.
They were. By 1932, something like a quarter of these soldier settlers had already abandoned their farms. It was desperate.
Okay, so you've got these struggling farmers on edge, and then the emus show up. What happened there?
Well, it wasn't just a few birds. A massive drought inland pushed, estimates say maybe 20,000 emus towards the coast looking for food and water.
20,000.
Yeah. And these new farms, they look like an oasis. So the emus moved in, eating crops, trampling things. But critically, they were also tearing down fences.
Letting other pests in.
Exactly. Rabbits, mainly. Which is ironic, given Australia's massive rabbit-proof fence efforts, so it was a double whammy.
And these farmers being ex-soldiers, their first thought wasn't the agriculture department.
Nope. They went straight to the top, the Minister for Defense, Sir George Pierce, and they asked for machine guns. Framed it as a military problem from the get-go.
And Pierce agreed. Why deploy the military?
Well, politics played a big role, Pierce was a senator for Western Australia. Showing support for these struggling guys looked good. Maybe even calmed down some secessionist talk brewing out west. Plus, he apparently saw it as, quote, good target practice. He even sent a Fox movie-tone newsreel crew along. Definitely a PR element.
Okay, so the troops arrive. Major Meredith, couple of Lewis guns, 10,000 rounds. How did the actual war unfold?
It was, well, a failure. A mismatch. Military tactics versus birds that just didn't cooperate.
How so?
The emus didn't stand their ground like soldiers in trenches. They scattered. Broke into tiny groups, ran everywhere. The Lewis guns jammed at bad moments. Trying to shoot from trucks. Didn't work. Too slow on rough ground, too bumpy to aim. One truck apparently even crashed trying to chase them. Hit an emu. Lost control.
You're kidding. So first attempt, total bust.
Pretty much. Maybe 300 emus killed for about 2,500 rounds fired. The media had a field day, lots of negative press, so they pulled the troops out after about a week.
But they went back.
Yeah, the farmers kept pushing, demanding action. So, second campaign starts mid-November. Major Meredith claimed much higher numbers, this time almost 1,000 confirmed kills, maybe 2,500 wounded.
Those numbers sound a bit neat. 10 rounds per kill, exactly.
Exactly. Widely disputed figures. The core problem remained. You can't fight biology with bullets like this. Emus are tough, they can take hits and keep running.
Didn't Major Meredith himself kind of admit defeat? Compare them to Zulus or something?
He did. He developed this sort of reluctant respect. Said if they had a division with the bullet-carrying capacity of emus, they could face any army. Called them invincible, like tanks against machine guns. It was a conceptual failure, treating wildlife control like warfare.
So the fallout was immediate mockery.
Oh, yeah. National, international ridicule. Aussie papers loved it. Jokes in Parliament about medals for the emus. Conservation groups in the UK were protesting.
So, lesson learned. No more military bird hunts.
Absolutely. Farmers asked again in later years, 34, 43, 48. Government said no. They switched tactics, back to things that actually worked.
Like what?
Bounties became huge. One 6-month period in 1934 saw over 57,000 emus killed via bounties. Way more effective than the military effort. And better fencing, exclusion barriers.
Right. Practical solutions. And yet, decades on, The military failure is what everyone remembers, the memes, the internet legend.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how it's taken on this new life online. Reddit, TikTok, it's everywhere. Often stripped to the context, just focusing on the army losing to birds.
Yeah, the comedy overshadows the tragedy underneath, the desperation.
It does. It gets simplified into this sort of humorous David versus Goliath thing, which is shareable but loses the depth.
So wrapping this up, this deep dive really shows it wasn't just funny. It was a collision of bad policy, economic disaster, and just a really bad idea about using military force.
That's the heart of it, cascading failures.
And its afterlife as this global meme really makes you think, doesn't it? About how stories get shaped, how history gets remembered or misremembered.
For sure.
Makes you wonder, what other seemingly absurd historical moments are out there just waiting for us to uncover the profound hidden lessons buried underneath the punchline?
A really good question. History is definitely stranger and often more instructive than the myths we make from it.